Jen, and today I have a friend with me, and we have our mascot doggy, and his name is Splat. And before we start our lesson, we are going to sing a song with Splat, alright? Okay, let's play the music. Okay, Splat is going to be painting up high.
This is the way we paint up high, paint up high, paint up high. This is the way we paint up high in Abradadoodle class.
Alright, next one, we're gonna paint down low. So
we paint down low, paint down low, paint down low. This is the way we paint down low in Abradadoodle class.
alright, the next step is important for our artwork. We're gonna draw some lines. Splat is going to draw some wavy lines. What about some
This is
straight
the way
lines?
we draw our lines in Abradadoodle class.
Alright, we're gonna imagine we have a ball of clay in our hands. We are gonna roll it.
Roll the clay, roll the clay. This is the way we roll the clay in Abradadoodle class.
Alright, next we are going to cut with scissors. So let's have our fingers out.
Scissors, cut with scissors, cut with scissors. This is the way we cut with scissors in Abradadoodle class.
Alright, last but not the least, we're going to glue and pat.
Glue and pat, glue and pat, glue and pat. This is the way we glue and pat in Abradadoodle class.
Alright, so today's artwork is going to be inspired by a man whose name is Vincent van Gogh. So Vincent van Gogh is actually a Dutch painter. So the Dutch come from a country called the Netherlands, and the Netherlands are really far away, all the way in Europe. Okay, and he was born a long time ago in 1853. Right now in this year, we are in the year 2020. So how long ago was 1853? I think it was about more than 150 years ago. And he was a very famous painter. I'm sure some of you have heard of Starry Night, right? That is a landscape painting that he did. But he also did other paintings. For example, he likes to paint a lot of flowers. Okay, one of them was the sunflower that he did, and in that painting he didn't only have one flower, he had a few. So a group of flowers are called a bouquet. Okay, so today we are going to do a bouquet of flowers. For this artwork, we'll need 5 materials, and the first material that we have is the all pastels. Okay, but what if you don't have all pastels at home? Not to worry, because you can use wax crayons or any other crayons that you have at home. And then we will need the next thing, which is this thing over here. It's the watercolor. What happens if you don't have watercolor at home? We can actually use water-soluble paint or tempera paint mixed with water. This is how you're going to mix it. Just have a dot of your paint and a spoonful of water. Make sure you mix it well so the paint becomes watery. Otherwise, if you don't have any water-soluble paint, you can go into your mom's kitchen and ask her if you can borrow some food coloring to make some of your watercolor paint. Alright, that's the second one. What about the third and fourth one? Third one, we of course need our paintbrush and also a tub of water to paint our artwork later. And with all these things, where can we do our artwork? Of course, we'll need our paper. Alright, if you have all of the materials ready, we are going to start our artwork. Let's go! Okay, so we are going to do a bouquet of flowers, right? So we have our bouquet of flowers over here, but we need a place to put our bouquet of flowers. So that's why we need the vase. So let's draw our vase first. We are going to imagine the center of our paper. So the center of the paper is around here. we are going to do the top of the vase. So this is how I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a line, not all the way across, just enough for the top of my vase. Okay? And once I'm done with it, I'll be doing the shape of my vase. For me, I want to do a rounded bottom vase. So I will start off with the neck by doing the letter C on both sides. And once I do that, I'm going to connect this whole thing to become a full shape. Alright, there we go. We have a vase now. Our vase will be on the ground or even on the table. That's why we need this line over here. Okay, so how we are going to use a different color because we want our artwork to be as colorful as possible. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, we are going to draw a line, right, from one side to the other side. But this line is actually behind the vase. It cannot be drawn on inside the vase. For example, I'm going to start from over here. Right, remember, the edge of the table is behind this vase. I can't draw the line inside the vase, so I'm going to imagine my oil pastel jumping to the other side and continue drawing the line till the end, like that. Okay, make sure you press your oil pastels really hard so that your lines appear very clearly. Alright, now our vase and our table is looking a little plain, so let's decorate. Like I said just now, we are going to use some pretty lines. Okay, maybe I'm going to start off with some zigzag lines, up and down, up and down, up and down, like this. But if I want to switch to some other lines, I can do that as well. Some wavy lines. And also maybe some dashed lines. Just remember to keep pressing your oil pastels really hard. Okay? But for our table, sometimes our table is made of wood or it has a tablecloth. So we can either draw patterns or we can draw some textures on the table. Okay? For example, I want my table to be a wooden table. Sometimes wooden table, they have small little lines. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to draw some horizontal lines on the area where my table is supposed to be. And there we have our table and our vase. Now we are done with that, let's focus on our bouquet of flowers. You can decide how many flowers you want. I'll be teaching you 4 types of flowers. So, for this part of the artwork, I want you to differentiate between the light colors and the dark colors. For example, I would consider this the light colors. And I'll put away some of my darker colors that I can use for later. And this is how I will start. I will take one light color and draw a circle. Once I draw a circle, I'll be coloring it in. Okay, that's my first circle. I can draw a few more circles if I want to. And there I'm done with 4 circles. You can of course do more, but we are going to concentrate on this 4. Okay, the first flower that I'll be teaching you is this flower. It looks like the sun, and as you know, petals radiate from the center of the flower. So we're going to concentrate on the center first. So I will start off by drawing some dots for the center of my flower like this. Once I do that, like the sun rays, I'll be drawing lines from the center. We can decide to use a variety of lines. So I'm going to start off with the wavy line. As you can see, I left some space in between my lines. It's because I want to add other colors in between those lines. It doesn't have to be wavy lines, it can be other types of lines. If I want it to be just straight lines, I can do that as well. But just remember how the lines are supposed to be drawn. They're supposed to be drawn like the sun rays. And there you have it, the first flower. Alright, our second flower is what I call the rose, okay, the blooming rose. For this flower, I'm going to take another color, and I will start off by drawing an oval in the center. Once I have in the center, I'm going to do a bunch of letter C's, but you have to observe carefully how I do the letter C. Okay, so I'm going to draw the first letter C, and I'm going to start another one. Once I have it like this, I can continue doing letter C until I reach to the ends of this circle. Okay, so see how where I start, I'll often start the C from the last petal that I drew, and I'm going to continue. And there you go, you have the second flower. Okay, the next flower that I'll be doing will be this flower. Okay, this flower is similar like the other one that I just did, but it's just a little tiny bit different. Okay, for that, maybe I will use again, I'll start off with this time a small little circle. This time, instead of the letter C, let's go for the letter U. So this letter U comes back to the center of the dot, okay, the center of the circle. Okay. I have my first layer. Now I can continue doing the letter U, lots of it. Once you do all the letter U's that you can, you are done with the third flower. Okay, what about the last flower? Let's do something more colorful and like the first one, okay, but just a little differently. For this one, I will start with using some red. You can choose whichever color you want. Okay, just remember they have to be darker colors than the color you chose for the base. Okay, so I have red over here. We are going to be doing curves, alright, or like letter C's, just wider. Okay, so see, it's almost like a bracket, if you know what a bracket is. You can draw lots of this. Okay, but so far we've only used 2 colors on top of the orange. Let's use a different color. Let's get some purple and do the same thing. So so that we can make our flower a little bit more interesting and colorful. Okay, you can of course use some red again. You can do as much as possible until you feel it's enough and you're happy with it. And there you have your 4th flower. As you can see, the 4 flowers look like they are floating, but in real life, of course, flowers don't float. We need some stems. Okay, and besides having the stem, we are also going to have other decorative plants that will be inside the vase. So I will get some greens to do our stem. Okay, this is where we are going to repeat the same thing as the line for our table, because when we draw our stems, like for example, I'm starting from the top of our vase. Okay, I have flowers on top of these 2 flowers at the bottom. If I start my stem over here, I will need my stem to come all the way down, but I can't draw the stem on top of this flower. What I'm going to do is I draw the stem from here, jump to the other side of the flower that is blocking, and then I'm going to draw it all down to the top of the vase. The same way it goes for this one. I'm going to draw one, but as you can see, this flower is blocking again. So I'm going to jump to the other side and draw another line down. Okay, let's draw some other little plants to make our artwork more interesting. The same way, I want to draw it all the way here, but this is blocking. So I'm going to draw from here up, then jump. Okay, once I have all the stems and all the stems of other plants, I can actually add little things that will make it look more colorful. So for the little leaves, little flowers that we have over here, what I do is I just do like a letter V. Okay, you can do it randomly and using different colors. Now, what if I don't want to just use the letter V? I can change it up too. Maybe let's get some pink and do some small tiny circles on the stems. Okay, and there we go. We have our bouquet of flowers inside a vase. But our artwork is still looking a little plain because there's not enough color. This is where our watercolor comes in. Okay, as said, we'll need a tub of water and also some watercolor over there. Okay, so I can choose one color for my vase. Maybe I want some, let's choose some red for it. Okay, make sure you have water inside your brush, then you put it on the watercolor so that you can transfer the color onto your paper. Okay, and as you can see, our oil pastel or wax crayon is not disappearing because this is a watercolor resist technique. Okay, basically water cannot mix with the crayons that you just used. I'm done with the vase, I'm going to choose another color for my table. Okay, I want to choose this color. But my brush has some red, right? So I have to make sure that I rinse my brush in the tub of water, and then I add more water to the color that I want to use. Once I do that, I can paint my table. Okay, I'm done with the two colors for my vase and my table. I want to make my background a little more colorful. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush again because I just used another color. Okay, now my brush is wet. I can go into a new color, and then I can paint a portion of it. Okay, this one you have to be a little quicker. Don't take too much time because we don't want our watercolor to dry too quickly. So I'm going to do different patches of color, and again you will see that your crayons didn't disappear from the paper, right? You can just comfortably paint over it. Once you feel you had enough of the blue or the color that you chose, you can rinse it again, then you can go to another color. This time I'm picking some green, and again I'm going to paint inside and try to blend it with the other colors. Again, we're just doing patches of different colors. Okay, remember to try to blend it with the colors next to it by just going round and round. It will blend by itself. As you can see, even this is becoming a different shade of green. Okay, I'm going to add the third last color. Maybe I can just go back to my yellow. Okay, take some yellow. And as you can see, because just now I used green, right? My yellow becomes a lime green. That becomes a third color that can blend together with the blues and the other greens. Since this is the third color and I have very little white left on the paper, I can just cover everything else with the yellow or the lime green that it has become. Okay, make sure the colors are well blended. You can just go again by just doing circular motions to blend the colors together. Okay. And once everything is painted and you're satisfied, you can go and give this a try. And now we should be done with our artwork. Let's do a recap on what we learned today. Today we learned about an artist whose name is Vincent van Gogh. He's a Dutch painter from Netherlands, and one of his paintings was actually a still life artwork. Let's remember again, what is still life? Is it a thing that moves, or is it a thing that stays still? It's actually a group of things that don't move and someone will paint or draw it. Okay, for his it was a sunflower painting, remember? But for us, we decided to do a group of flowers in a vase using our own imagination. I'm sure you enjoyed today's artwork, right? And your artwork, I'm sure it looks so colorful. So why not share it with us? You can put it on Instagram and then you can tag us by hashtagging AbradadoodleSG, or you can even tag our Instagram Abradadoodle Singapore. Alright, okay, we're gonna end off this session with a goodbye song with Splat, okay?
Goodbye, artists. Goodbye, Splat. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you again next time.
Goodbye, stay at home, and remember to always wash your hands. Take care.